Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It is Jane's Big Shrink. So today is finally my 1 month update. I know I'm a bit late, but better late than never. So if you guys are interested in what progress I've made in my first month post-op VSG, then go ahead and continue watching. All right guys, so again, welcome back to all of my subscribers, to the oldies but goodies. Hey y'all, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jane and I had weight loss surgery on November 18th. And clearly you clicked on this video because you're interested to see what kind of progress I have made this first month. So I will go ahead and get right into the stats. So again, my name is Jane. I had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, or it's also known as the gastric sleeve, on November 18th, 2020. I had it at the Hebner Ambulatory Center here in San Antonio, Texas. My surgeon is Dr. Sonny Cavazos, and he is with Sage Bariatric. So, November 18th, the day of my surgery, I weighed 264 pounds. That's what my scale here at home said right before I left to the ambulatory center. So I'm just gonna roll with that, even though technically my weight was a little bit lighter when I got there. So for the sake of keeping stats straight, we're gonna go with that. So day of my surgery, I weighed 264 pounds. 1 month post-op, so that was December 18th, I weighed in at 245.0. So that is a 19-pound loss for my first month post-op. What I forgot to do was add my highest weight. So 264 was the day of my surgery. However, my highest weight that was recorded was 274. So that means I have lost a total of 29 pounds from my highest weight. So 29 pounds from my highest weight, 19 pounds for my 1 month post-op, which is insane. I have never, ever lost 19 pounds in 30 days. So that is crazy. But at the same time, you know, this is why I chose to have surgery, because I needed to do something drastic. I needed results like that. So 19 pounds in 1 month, I think is pretty awesome. And you're not gonna get any complaints from me. So I'm gonna go on to my measurements, because I know that that is also something, not just me, but of course everybody wants to hear about. So actually, the measurements I took were on November 14th. So technically these measurements are a little bit prior to surgery. It was only 4 days and I honestly was just trying to knock it out. So my bust 1 month ago measured at 42 inches. So that's down here, you know, right below the bra line, or not bra line, but you know, underneath your boobs. So right here on my body, a month ago was 42 inches, and 1 month post-op, it went down to 39 and a half. My waist, which I measured right above my belly button, so it was like roughly about right here. My waist was 48 inches, and now it is down to 43. My hips were 55 inches, and now my hips are 51. So my calves were an 18 and they're still 18, so no changes there. My ankles were 10 inches and now they are 9.5, so half an inch, I'll take it. My wrist, so right above my wrist bone, so I measured, sorry, I'm wearing this workout top. I measured about right here. That was 9.5 inches and now it is 8. My chest, so up here, you know, your chest right here. This was 46.5 inches and now it is 41. And then my neck was a 16, and now it's 15 and a half. So obviously the biggest difference I saw actually was my chest. I was about to say my waist, but actually my chest took the cake because my chest went from a 46 and a half to a 41. So I lost 5.5 inches in my chest alone. So this area right here. However, my waist came in at a very close second because I lost 5 inches around my waist, which is amazing. So my total inches lost for my first month post-op VSG is 20.5 inches. That is almost an inch for every pound that I lost, because I lost 19 pounds and I lost 20.5 inches around my body. Like, I'm going to cue in an applause a couple seconds ago for when I did my inches, because that's amazing. I am so happy. I could not have asked for better results. That is insane. So the next thing to go over is my tops. So I was wearing an extra large in tops, and honestly, they were not loose. Actually, the arms were like super tight, like tight as fuck. And then everywhere else was just like perfect. Like I didn't have any room. There wasn't any type of like breathing space. Like an extra large fit your girl like just right. And now I'm wearing an extra large, and it depends on the style, because I have a tank top, which y'all probably noticed it in a couple of videos because I know I wore it. But it's like kind of an eggshell one. That's an extra large, and it fits me perfect. There's no wiggle room or anything like that, but it fits, which is awesome. So it just depends, you know, on the tops. And then the bottoms, you guys are gonna hate me. I was wearing an 18 bottom before, possibly a 20, because the 18s were tight as fuck. And my jeans that I had before, they no longer fit me. Which I know I owe you guys a video of those jeans with like that plain black long sleeve shirt. But yeah, those jeans no longer fit me. They are too big. They're baggy everywhere. They don't stay on my waist. So I am assuming I am a 16, but I have not gone to buy new jeans. So technically, I don't know what I'm wearing. I'm assuming I'm a 16, but I will for sure update you guys when I buy a new pair of jeans, which hopefully I'm gonna do that this weekend. But even then, you guys, that's amazing. There are still some clothes, well, actually a lot of my clothes that I'm still wearing, especially my work clothes. And I'm not gonna lie, the shirts that I was wearing pre-op, I've kind of like backed off on those blouses at work because they just don't fit the same, you know? There's this black and white blouse that I used to like because it was, you know, not flowy, but it was, I guess, less forgiving, or excuse me, more forgiving. And now it's just like, it's just so loose. Like I honestly don't know how it looks anymore. Like I kind of feel the times that I've put it on, I feel like it makes me look sloppy now because it's just too flowy, if that makes sense. So yeah. A lot of the tops that I had before, I'm really not wearing them that much because I just don't feel like they're, I don't know, like they're flattering. So I'm a short girl. I feel like I do get to a certain point with tops and even pants. I can't really wear, you know, too much that's flowy because I don't have a lot of body to work with, you know. I feel like if something is too big on the top, it'll just swallow me up. And if anything, it just makes me look bigger and it makes me look, makes me look shorter, which I don't need help with that. I am already as short as it is. So that's where I'm at with that. A couple things that I wanted to also go over with you guys is things that I have learned this first month of being post-op. One of the first things, sorry, I just need to grab some water. One of the first things, that I wanted to mention that I learned this first month post-op is to always measure my food. So, and I say this because it kind of ties into the dumping syndrome. If y'all remember, I experienced that, I think like 2 weeks out. I'll just do a real quick recap. But long story short, I went out to eat with my family and I was not prepared. I didn't have anything to measure my food and I just eyeballed everything. Yeah, that wasn't the way to go for me because yeah, I was still adjusting to my new stomach. And not that I'm not adjusting anymore. I mean, I still am, but I didn't measure anything. And after I ate, I ended up having to pull over on the side of the road and vomit up everything but my hopes and dreams. It was gross. In the moment, I felt so sick. Like my heart was racing. I started to get sweaty. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like my chest had gotten so tight. It was just so ugly. Like, and even when I pulled over, I was dry heaving at first. And then once it happened, oh God, it was just so ugly. It's not the same as like when you have a stomach bug and you throw up. It's definitely not the same. So yeah, one of the things that I learned early on this journey is always measure your food, always be prepared. So I now carry a measuring cup in my purse. And I always carry our special little spoons. You know, I'm sure all you guys have your little toddler spoons and all that good stuff. So I now carry that measuring cup and I carry a little spoon. And then I recently ordered a pocket scale that hasn't came in yet. So as soon as it does come in, I will show it to you guys. But that pocket scale is gonna be like my life saving grace because I do feel like I do pretty good with that measuring cup, actually, excuse me, it's a half a cup. And it works, but that scale is definitely going to be the game changer for me. Sorry, that is my cat trying to come into my house. So let me just step away real quick. Hold that thought. Sorry. So, side note, my cat, when she wants to come in, she knows how to like wiggle the door handle and pretty much scare the shit out of me because she always does it when I least expect it. Anyways, okay, back to the regular scheduled program. So, I learned to always measure my food. And the second thing that I learned was to listen to my body. I feel like over the course of these 10 years that I haven't been able to get my shit together, I think something that played a big part was just not listening to my body. You know, I didn't listen to myself when I knew I was full. You know, I would just keep eating and eating and eating until the point that I got to so full that I felt like I couldn't walk. And now, you know, I had to teach myself that I stop when I'm content, because that is what my doctor told me. You don't stop eating when you're full, because if you eat to the point where you're full, you've gone too far. That is what my particular surgeon told me. Those were my instructions. You know, your doctor may be different, and that's okay. But because I had to learn to stop eating when I was content, that made me really, really have to listen to my body and know when I've eaten to the point where it's like, I'm good. I'm not full, but I'm to the point where like, okay, the food served its purpose. I got my protein in, I got my veggies in, I'm good, like I can stop here. But that's taken time, and honestly, like I'm still adapting to that, which takes me back to the measuring of your food. It is so important, you guys. I know there's a lot of VSGers out there that don't measure their food. They're like eyeball experts, and that's totally cool. But that does not work for me. It doesn't. I feel like I'm too early post-op and my mind is still adjusting to my new stomach. You know, if y'all remember from my video last week, I talked about when I ate out, and remember I ordered those little mini meatballs and I looked at them and I was like, okay, cool, I could eat like 3 of them, and I ended up eating 1 1/4. Like, that's what I mean about I have to measure my food, because there is still a really good part up here that thinks that I can eat, you know, a certain amount, and I can't. Like, no. So the measuring of the food, it just keeps shit in check. And if you're wondering how much I eat, it depends, because there are some days that I feel my restriction a little more than others. But I've never eaten more than about 4.5 ounces. And honestly, the only time I did that 4.5 ounces was with soup. I've never been able to do that much in like actual like solid food. Like I've never been able to do that with, you know, chicken or tuna, anything like that. When I eat, I guess, more solid food like that, I'm anywhere from like 3 to 3.5 ounces. But I can also tell you that there have been times where, you know, I serve myself 3.5 ounces and then I only eat like 2.5 or 2. So it just depends. You know, my body definitely goes back and forth. The third thing, and maybe one of the most important things that I've learned during this journey, is to trust the journey. I know people say that a lot, and some of you are probably like, really, Jane? Like, you're really gonna? But yeah, it's fucking legit. Like, it really is a thing. Like, you have to trust this drastic decision that you have just made. You have to. You know, whether you only had 70 to 75% of your stomach taken out, or if you had close to 80, it doesn't matter. You know that you did that for a reason, and you have to trust the process. And I know it's a roller coaster, you know, ride, especially emotionally, but you gotta trust it. You're gonna get there. Drink your water like you're supposed to. Careful with your portions, whether you measure stuff or you're an eyeballer, whatever works for you, but stay on your shit. Take your vitamins. Take your vitamins. That is such a big thing, you guys. Which brings me actually to my next point. The next thing that I learned is discipline. And I learned it on a different level, and I say that because I feel like a different level of discipline is something that I'm gonna learn down the road with my workouts, because I haven't learned that yet. I'm not there yet. But something that I have learned is discipline with my vitamins. As most of you know, I actually started taking vitamins before I had surgery. I wasn't on any prescribed medications, but that didn't stop me from taking just things on a daily basis, because I actually worried about that part. I didn't think that I would be good at taking those vitamins, and they are so crucial for us, and I didn't want to fuck it up. That's just the bottom line. So I've become so disciplined with my vitamins. You know, I take Sundays, it's like clockwork. When I'm done meal prepping on Sundays, I go to my bedroom, sit there while me and my husband are chatting. I have my little vitamin organizer and I have my bags, and I'm refilling my vitamins on Sundays for the entire week. My calcium, my multivitamin, and my fiber. Those are the 3 things that I take, and I prep it all for the entire week because I know that I need to take them. At night, I put the next day's little pill case in my purse. So Sundays, Monday goes in there. Monday, Tuesday goes in there. And I just keep it rolling, and it's going really good. And I'm already like, I can do it in my sleep. And it feels good because vitamins is something that we need to stay on top of. So definitely discipline with my vitamins is something that I learned as well. Sorry, I need to flip my notes over. So another thing is documenting. I know you may hear people talk about that, to write how you feel, just your thought process, everything. And I have been doing that. I haven't necessarily shared the details about that because for me, that is very intimate. So there are some things like I do want to share with you guys, but then there's other things that I have to just keep it up here because it's something that I am fighting within myself. and just something that I kind of have to learn as I go, if that makes sense. But documenting helps you guys. I documented that day when I had that dumping syndrome, how I felt. I recently did my very first workout. I documented how I felt about that, which I thought I was gonna straight up die, but I did it, which you guys remember. I mentioned that in my last video. That is my stomach. Oh, can y'all hear that? Oh my God, when I edit this, I'm so gonna see if y'all can hear it. That sounded loud as fuck. Okay, sorry. The next thing that I learned is to stop caring what others think and just do what's best for my journey, because everybody's always gonna have an opinion, and you gotta let it go, you guys. I know that's easier said than done, but you got to. Sorry, 1 second. So yeah, people's opinions, again, that shit doesn't matter. Even if they've had weight loss surgery, and yeah, I am definitely gonna add people that have had the surgery just like us. If an opinion bothers you, let that shit go. Everybody has an opinion, and sometimes, you know, sometimes people are just gonna volunteer their opinions. Like if you're like that interested in knowing it, and you just gotta like let it go, because this journey is not all physical, it's mental. And if you start letting people fuck up your mental state during this journey, like I've already learned a month in, like that'll do me in. It'll do me in. I know it will. And the reason I say that is because I already have a mental battle that is being fought within myself, you know, and I don't need to make it even more difficult by giving a shit about what other people think. And you know, it just makes it harder, you guys. So that's something that I learned. I let them talk. I try not to be a bitch about it, but honestly, if I know that it's something that rubs me the wrong way, I'm just like, it's like water off a duck's back. I'm like, I don't got time for that shit. And I move on. You got to train yourself to do that. And I'm sure it's not something that's going to come easy, because I have to do it, you know, every single week. And it's probably going to be like that the rest of my life. But, you know, it's got to be done. The next and last thing that I wrote down for this is, to me, I think it's another big one, because it is just so fucking true. It's so true. It is gonna happen, and you just gotta roll with it. So the next thing that I learned about this journey so far, 1 month in, is that don't count on support. And I say that, and I'm gonna explain it, but don't count on support, because when you don't get it, you won't be disappointed. And the reason I say this, you know, I don't want you to take it, you know, to the point of like, you know, oh, well, if my closest family doesn't support me, then this isn't gonna work, or, you know, whatever. That's not the case. What I'm saying is you're gonna have acquaintances and you're gonna have friends, I know, that before you have surgery, you think that they're gonna be your biggest cheerleaders, and you know, you don't think that your relationship is gonna change. But I'm just gonna warn you guys, my husband is about to walk in, so it's gonna get a little noisy. Anyways, you're gonna think that they're always gonna have your back, and you're gonna keep the same type of support system that you had before surgery, but that's not always the case. Don't count on that support. You have to learn to just count on yourself, and then those, you know, your little hub of main people. I know some of you, it's your spouse, some it's your children, some it's your parents, you know, whoever that close hub is, you know, definitely keep it and keep them in the loop, and I'm sure their support will continue. But you really gotta like up here, because there are some people that you are gonna lose that support. You're gonna lose it. And I don't think that those people do it intentionally, but it happens. their attitude changes, their support for you changes. And if you take that to the heart, that's another thing that's gonna make this journey so much harder. It is something that I have had to adapt to, because it, you know, for me, it did hit me like a curveball, but you know, I worked through it, and now going into month 2, I'm just like, okay, I'm not expecting support from any fucking one outside of like my little central hub, and that's about it. And even then, my little hub, I'm still like kind of eyeballing that shit, because I don't want anybody dictating what I do with my weight, how much I lose. You're losing too much, you're getting too bulky, should you be lifting weights? Like, I'm not gonna let them dictate that part of this journey, because honestly, again, this is probably the most selfish thing I have ever done, is finally putting myself first and what is important to me. So for the people that do support me, I mean, it is so greatly appreciated. I don't even know where to start. You know, people, even more so people that have not had this journey, that have just had my back the entire time and are genuinely happy for me and how far I have came. Like, that shit is priceless. And I hope it doesn't change, but at the same time, if it does, well, I'm ready to roll with it. Another thing, sorry, I swallowed some ice. Another thing that this first month has taught me is to believe in myself, which is very hard for someone like me, because I know I've touched on it a little bit, but you know, it's hard to recover from really, really bad, damaging self-esteem, and I'm working on it. I do feel it's gotten a little bit better, but believing in what I can do and how much I can discipline myself, that is something that I am definitely learning on this journey. I honestly didn't think I'd be able to control myself when I went out, but if y'all remember, I went out on a date and I thought I handled it pretty well. You know, I went to a family gathering. Usually I would pig out, and I didn't. Like, there's all these little things along the way that are just showing me that I can do this. If my head is in the game, that's like 90% of the battle right there, is when my head is on right, I've planned, and I'm just reminding myself that I am just at the little tip of the iceberg of this journey. So believing in myself is definitely something that I am learning as I go. And I think that's probably the major stuff. I told you guys that I had a big announcement, which I thought it was pretty big. If you guys remember, I've tried to mention it before, because I know some people have looked for me on social media, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm not on there. You know, I got off at the beginning of the year. But we're about to go into 2021, and I just want to let you guys know that I am going to be making a return to Instagram. Instagram is the only social media platform that I will be returning to, and it is going to be solely about my weight loss. My husband is finally going to get on his shit, and I'm actually going to start lifting with him. Not every day. Honestly, it's probably only going to be like twice a week, because we work different schedules. But me and him are definitely gonna hit the weights together. Even if we're not physically together, we have a plan. We're gonna stick to it. We're gonna execute it. And I'm really, really excited about that. But again, I'm also excited about coming back to Instagram. Since me and my husband are gonna be on this journey together, it is gonna be a page where it's gonna feature the both of us. I don't have a name yet, so if y'all guys have any ideas, that would be greatly appreciated. I would like to keep my name, Jane's Big Shrink, on there, but I kind of want to intertwine it with my husband. So my husband's name is Joseph. I also call him Joe. So I'm trying to like figure out a play on words, something catchy, you know, something that'll go together. But we will definitely be back on Instagram. It'll be official on January 1st. I will come back before that and let you know what the name is, and hopefully I'll have the link ready and all that good stuff. But that is the big announcement, you guys. I am returning to Instagram. I really did miss my weight loss page on Instagram because I was, you know, I missed the daily check-ins. You know, don't get me wrong, I love the YouTube videos. But I feel like a lot of it, you know, you guys would have like a better insight if you saw what I did like day to day. You know, when I work out, I could put little clips and, you know, just, y'all know how Instagram rolls. I just think it would be just another, you know, another angle of my journey that, you know, hopefully you guys will appreciate. But I think that's it. I do feel like I'm forgetting something. So if I forgot something, just let me know. Comment below, hey girl, you forgot this. But I think that covers the main things, you guys. Again, thank you to everyone for tuning in to my channel week after week. I know in the beginning I was doing it like monthly, so you know that was kind of rough. But again, I appreciate every single one of you guys, every single one. To my new followers, man, I can't talk today, guys. My new followers, thank y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video. To everyone, if you enjoyed this video, you know the drill. Please give me a thumbs up. Comment below, you guys. I love to hear your feedback. If there is anyone out there that is also on a weight loss journey, even if it's not a surgical weight loss journey, please let me know so that way I can follow you back on your channel. I do try to be supportive in that sense of like, if you have a channel, I do want to follow it and be active on it. Because I kind of feel that's, I'm not going to get too much into this because yeah, it's kind of petty, but I just think it's funny that some people have these YouTube, you know, channels and they thank their followers and yada, 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 but they don't follow them back. And I think that's weird. I'm like, this whole thing is to support one another, but not everybody does that. And I don't want to be one of those people. So if you have a YouTube channel and you're documenting your journey, please comment below if I'm not following you so that way I can fix that shit and follow your journey and be as supportive to you as you are being to me, because I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. That's it for me, you guys. Have a wonderful night. I will be back on Wednesday for my week 6 post-op video. Hopefully it goes well. I'm a little nervous about it because, you know, that time of the month is creeping up and y'all know it throws things for a loop. So we'll see. Pray for your girl. Keep your fingers crossed. The good vibes, whatever it is that you guys believe in, send that good shit towards me. So that's it, you guys. I love y'all. Thank you for your support. If I can find the top, that black long sleeve top, yeah, I can't find it. If I can find it, I will definitely do a video of me wearing it, and I'll try to plug it in at the end of this video. If not, then I'll get to it. If anything, you guys have my measurements. You know how much I weigh. So yeah, this is awesome. Thank y'all, and I will see y'all soon. Bye. So I made these short little videos so that you can see how the size 18 pants are really big on me. All this, you know, give that I have, I did not have that before, like not even close. These jeans were pretty tight. So yeah, I just wanted to show y'all this. So yeah, these jeans are really not that appealing to my body anymore. I don't know if you guys can tell, but there's just a lot of extra material hanging from all kind of places. The shoes fit me better. My feet are definitely not spilling out the way they were a month ago, which is awesome. But I think this concludes, you know, the difference and how these jeans fit. I think you can really see, especially if you pay attention to my waist.